Coach Herm Edwards of Armen and Levack on 104.5 The Team. Thanks to McLean Food Service. And Coach Herm, it's the second week in a row that we're starting our conversation with you talking about one play and talking about one penalty.
Well, it's the right call. It's the rule book call. I mean, it's nothing to get all upset about. It's the right call. Now, whether they want to look at it again and try to rewrite the rule, and the interpretation of the rule, it was the correct call. It wasn't even that big of a deal to me. I thought when I watched it, it said, "Hey, you got to challenge it because he didn't catch it."
So you knew right away, as a former coach, you knew.
Yeah, look, I was involved in the Bert Emanuel rule. This is when this rule first came into play. Okay. When I was with Tampa Bay and we were playing the Rams in the championship game. This is how this rule first surfaced. The Bert Emanuel rule, where he actually caught the ball and he had it on his forearms and the ball touched the ground, but he had control of the football and they deemed it not a catch. So this is when this rule first came into effect. It wasn't the Calvin Johnson.
Is it a rule that's time has passed and the commission, the competition committee can look at it?
And say what?
Redefine.
Why are we going to say that's a catch? What? The ball hit the ground. The ball can't hit the ground.
So
you have to have the control of the football. So I don't know what the big deal is. I mean, everybody's making this thing like, "Oh, we've got to change the rules. We've got to change the rules." I mean, Hall of Famer Chris Carter said it's not a catch. I don't know what to tell you. Now, I know everyone else is smarter than Chris Carter because all you guys are Hall of Famers, but it's not a catch.
Well, catch.
Why do we have to change the rule?
Well, Coach, according to the rule, the process, we understand it's not the catch. As a fan, I saw left foot, 3 steps, knee, and then elbow.
And that's why you're a fan.
Yep.
It's not a catch. It's not a catch. We're making a big deal out of it. He didn't catch the ball, guys. Ball hit the ground.
So in your mind,
called fumble. Period. Done.
Okay.
Story.
In your mind, not a big deal. The competition committee doesn't need to doesn't mean
They're going to talk about it. They're going to talk about it because all you guys, every fan is up in arms. Oh yeah, except all the Detroit fans aren't.
No, not at all. Coach Herm Edwards.
So it's great because we're having conversation over a play. Oh yeah, okay, great. It should be a catch. Okay, great. Well, it's not. You want to change the rule back so half the fans will be happy and then the other half won't. That's okay. I get it.
Coach
we want to change the rules. We want to make it efficient for what we think we see as fans. That's why we're fans. The rule states this: you have to complete with the full catch of the ball. If the ball hits the ground, guys, it ain't a catch. The ball hit the ground. You can say, well, he completed the catch. Now we got all these officials. Everybody's an official. He completed the catch. Stop all that mess. Just be a fan. You didn't catch the ball.
Coach Herm Edwards, thanks to McLean Food Service with Armen and Levack on 104.5 The Team. And Coach, the Cowboys had several missed opportunities in that game. What was the biggest missed opportunity to you?
Well, I love opportunities. First of all, it was a game that I thought was a very competitive game. I thought the Cowboys did a great job early in that game. But Aaron Rodgers has proven why he's the best quarterback in the league. But at the end, guys, you only can do so much. Aaron Rodgers showed why he is so great at playing quarterback on one leg. I just thought his ability to extend some plays with a hurt calf was the difference in this game. And we can talk about that play. Let me ask you this question. It's 4th and 2, and you throw a fade. I ask again. It's 4th and 2.
Yeah,
and
sure.
You throw a fade.
And Romo audibled out to throw that fade.
Fantasy football. Yeah. It's fantasy football. You throw a fade. You have DeMarco Murray sitting in the backfield. You guys ran the ball for about 100, almost 40 yards, and it's 4th and 2, and you ran a fade.
I guess it's respect for Des Bryant in that situation.
I'm just saying, you threw a fade.
Right. Well, another game, Colts go into Mile High, surprise the Broncos. Peyton Manning just didn't look like himself. What's going through his mind today?
He's hurt.
Yeah.
He's got a torn quadricep, and that's why you saw him play the way he played. And that's why he's played that way the last month of play. And that's what, when you watched him play, you realize that he wasn't well. You thought that it was a strained quad, but obviously now it's a torn quad where he might have to have surgery. And we didn't know that. We just thought it was hurt and he was playing through it. But he was very inaccurate. After about the first couple throws, we saw it. He was throwing with his arm. He doesn't have the strongest arm, as we know. And, at the end, he wasn't accurate. He didn't make the plays he needed to make. Now, a lot of that has to do playing with a torn quad, along with he had some drop balls. Their defense didn't apply enough pressure to Andrew Luck. I mean, you're talking about some big-time players they went out and got on defense and didn't play well. I mean, Talib played okay, didn't play up to his standard. The rushers never got to Andrew Luck. I mean, they built this whole thing defensively to say we're going to play better defense. And, yeah, we could say we held them to 24 points, but Andrew Luck, I mean, he was outstanding yesterday. And then, even with that, he still threw 2 interceptions, and they only scored 6 points off that. So, the Colts were the better team yesterday, and it caught everybody by surprise. Everyone felt like Denver should win this game. I thought Denver would win the game because they were going into this. I thought they were a more complete team, obviously. But Andrew Luck had a heck of a day yesterday, boy.
Coach Herm Edwards with Armen and Levack. Thanks to McLean Food Service. Coach, when you watch Andrew Luck, what's the one thing that he's doing well? What is it that has got him to this point where he's matured? And like you said, my goodness, he was the better quarterback on the field last night. Not even close.
He's not fazed by chaos or when bad things happen. He's not a he doesn't get captured by the moment of what just happened, and it doesn't affect his play. I think most players, actually people in general, they get captured with the moment, and then it affects the next situation they encounter. He doesn't do that. He's not affected with the moment. The moment's over as soon as he throws the ball, whether it's complete or not complete, and he has a way of getting himself into the next play, and that becomes the most important play, and that's a wonderful trait to have, by the way.
Coach, Seattle's playing so well. Hard not to picture them as the favorite after this weekend, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be the favorite. I do think this. Aaron Rodgers is obviously he's pretty good now, and he showed that yesterday on a bad calf. And I thought for the most part the offensive line did a pretty good job of protecting him. Now it's a different team you're playing against in Seattle as far as rush guys, as far as secondary players. And, I think they, I'm not counting them out. I don't think they beat Seattle in Seattle. I think Seattle is, they're not playing against so much whether it was going to be Green Bay or Dallas or the opponent. The Seattle Seahawks are playing against history. They're trying to define themselves as a team that hadn't been done since New England, I guess, to go back to back and win Super Bowls. I mean, this is the historical march they're on, and I just think that that's the mindset they've had since they got on this winning streak. And they had a lot of chaos going there as well early in the season, and they had lost some players, and then the Percy Harvin situation comes up, and then all the rumors about the quarterback, and it was dysfunctional in the locker room. And since that point in time, they've become the team that they were last year and probably playing better defense.
And then on top of that, you got Kam Chancellor. Have you ever seen anything like this guy jumping over the line twice, and even the coach allowing him to try it twice?
Well, I mean, why wouldn't you allow him to do it? Was there just some limitations you shouldn't be able to do that or something? I mean, yeah, he jumped over the line, and obviously it was more than that. I mean, the guy was tremendous, guys. He was. I thought the biggest play of the game was his stop against Tolbert on the third down, where they ran a draw. And if they make that first down, they might go in and score and make it a 14-17 game. And it's just him and Tolbert. And he makes an open field tackle that I thought was just outstanding. And Tolbert's a powerful player now. He is an outstanding football player. I mean, he's talking about a tough guy. Tolbert is tough. And he made a one-on-one tackle with him in space that I just thought was magnificent. And to me, that was a game changer. That was when the game was close. It was they kicked a field goal and made it 10-17. They could have got 14, and all of a sudden you got momentum in Carolina's favor. And then I thought Seattle would win the game, but Carolina played them pretty good. And then obviously when they got behind, it became out of reach because Cam had to throw it too much. But Then he makes the big play on the interception for a 91-yard touchdown. He was the MVP of the game. There's no doubt about that, along with the quarterback. Quarterback was fabulous on third down. I mean, he only threw the ball, I think 19 times or something like that, and did 3 touchdowns on third down. So they were pretty good.
Coach Herm Edwards, thanks to McLean Food Service with Armen and Levack on 104.5 The Team. And as your home for New York sports, Coach, the talk today is about Rex Ryan going to Buffalo. With Buffalo having the strong defense that they had, a lot of Bills fans felt we need this offensive presence, someone to help E.J. Manuel, along. An offensive-minded head coach is what the original reports were of what Buffalo would bring in. Were you surprised that they went with the defensive-minded Rex Ryan in Buffalo?
Well, I think, ownership and whoever was in the interview process felt like he was the best guy for the job, and obviously he's very familiar with that division. He's 15-21 with his tenure there in the AFC East, and he's inherited an excellent football defense, one that he kind of built in New York. He's probably got better secondary players than this one that are able to play, and now I think he walks into a situation where he has a dynamic receiver. Obviously in Watkins, and now the process of trying to, resurrect E.J. Manuel. Is he the guy, or going forward, do they go get another guy? And I think he's going to find a good offensive coordinator that can work that side of the ball of him, and he's not going to lose stride of what he's doing. He's been in the division as a coach. He understands the personnel in that division, so it's a good hire for him.
And, of course, Greg Roman now being reported as the offensive coordinator in Buffalo, a guy that worked with Colin Kaepernick. So that's the news in Buffalo land. And, Coach Herm, you're with us every Monday breaking down the NFL postseason. We look forward to next week. 2 more games. We'll know by then who's going to be in the Super Bowl. And, Coach, as always, thank you so much for your time today.
My pleasure, man. Thank you.